Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hi.
to our DIY episode today for ladies that live clients and community. And if you all really enjoy this, we might release it to the public. We're going to be talking about periods today. Periods are a topical conversation. A lot of females want to know more about their period and really struggle to understand some of the symptoms that they're going through. So we are going to talk about this today. Dee, this is Dee. This is Coach Deanna. So she is one of our amazing coaches at LTL. And she has her own story as well about her period. She has her own stuff,
Mm.
history that she's going to share with us today. So, Dee, do you want to talk about some of the
Take it
stuff?
away.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Just from my experience first, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much before I embarked on a fitness journey or any kind of health journey, I wasn't thinking about what I was eating, putting in my body, nothing. I
Mm,
wasn't training. And then that kind of just directly, you know, affected how my period was.
mm,
Like it would be heavy. I'd be cramping for at least like the first 3 days, and I'd have to take medication to alleviate that pain.
yeah. So common.
Bloating, my skin, like I would break out, my energy was low, my mood, heaps of mood swings,
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
So then I didn't really change my health and fitness for my period. I changed it for other reasons, but it improved my period symptoms drastically.
That's so
Like,
interesting.
yeah.
What did you originally change? Like, what made you want to get into the health and fitness space then first? If it wasn't about the period, because you didn't
Yeah.
maybe connect the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for like a weight loss journey that I went on,
Mm,
for my body image and for my mental health. And then that obviously then, I started reaping the benefits from eating clean, limiting sugar and processed foods,
mm.
staying hydrated, and actually moving my body and protein.
Yep.
Don't even think I
Yeah.
thought about protein before. Um, and yeah, my periods were a breeze. Like I didn't get pain. I mean, you do get a little bit of discomfort come day one, but nothing to the point where I needed to take medication to
Yep.
alleviate that.
Do you know how much you were taking of medication? Like Panadol, ibuprofen,
Yeah, I think
analgesics?
it's an analgesics, like probably two every few
Oh
hours.
wow. Oh
Like,
wow,
yeah,
really?
yeah, day one, definitely.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were painful. And then yeah, started eating clean, working out. Diet was mostly whole foods. And then yeah, they
It
were a
changed.
breeze.
Yeah. So the message here is that your lifestyle, when you change your lifestyle, you can have better symptoms and better outcomes. I
Mhm.
think just in general, when you are talking about periods with clients or like when we're talking about it with you guys who are watching, it's really important to understand that you are your best scientist. And the only way that you can improve your symptoms is if you explore it as well without always the medications. The medications, don't forget, they literally just stop the pain receptors in our body. So when we take medications, whether you're in a hospital and taking high grade morphine, opioids, or you're taking a Panadol or ibuprofen or Napro, it's just stopping the pain receptor. So it's blocking you from actually understanding what's wrong. So for instance, it's a little bit left field, but when we think about a headache, if you take Panadol for a headache, you're just blocking out the pain
Mm.
that and the reasons why maybe you're having a headache. So, for example, have you drunk enough water? Did you get good enough sleep? Um, what type of foods are you eating? Are you eating lots of sugar? Just as an example, I think when you're getting something reoccurring all the time, your body's trying to tell you something. And what Dee has so eloquently explained is that when she changed her lifestyle, she was able to notice that she wasn't needing to take medication at that extreme level. Like two analgesics every couple hours, that's a
Mm.
lot.
Mm.
I would say that's a lot. So yeah, you still taking medication? No, so you just once a day or
Maybe if, obviously life can come into effect, it's not always going to be perfect. I've had periods where like
mm.
maybe I've been more tired that week, maybe I've been more stressed, and then it's kind of, you know,
Fun fact
correlated.
actually before you go on, your period is the result of the last 90 days.
Ah, yes, that's
So
right.
whatever you were doing 3 months ago,
Mm.
that's what your egg is now the product of the last 3 months
Mm.
from 90 days ago.
Yeah, cool.
So
Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe
mm,
maybe in that last period, maybe I was like stressed, and maybe day one, maybe I need to take one just to alleviate it and get, onto my day. But it's not even an every month
month thing.
type of thing.
Is there any supplements that you're taking at the moment?
Take magnesium and collagen.
Yep, cool. Magnesium, 100%. Ladies, you cannot go wrong. Just check what form of magnesium you have. Like if you're having a citrate, you're just literally going to pee that one out. It's great for stool and bowel motions. You want something like a biglycinate. It just is a complex form where it can help many different aspects. So gut health, cognitive function, performance, sleep, and sometimes period symptoms too. So, where did I want to go from here? I think what I'd love to unpack is like now with your clients, like what have you noticed with your clients when you're helping them with their period symptoms or conversations you're having with them?
Mhm.
What's been something that's standed out to you in that process?
So when we have a client who comes into our doors, we will always do a initial consult, and that comes with a lifestyle analysis. And in that checklist, we go through their period cycle, and we discuss it more. And we're always talking about everything that has to do with that. So if they're on medication, if they're on the pill, if
Mm,
they have a regular cycle, whatever it may be, but we always talk about pain levels. And what comes up commonly is they have a lot of pain, whether it be cramping, back pain, boob pain, bloating.
mm,
And then we've had clients come and say, like, this actually interrupts my life. So when I get my period, I might not actually be able to show up for my session because they're so painful that it interrupts my day-to-day life.
mm,
And that's a big one. That is a big flag because you shouldn't have to deal with that every month where you have a goal in place, you want to achieve it, and your period's going to interrupt that.
mhm,
And we always look at their food as well. And usually it's a big indicator of what they're actually eating. And if they are having a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugars, not enough protein, are they hydrating enough? All of that comes up. And it's not their fault. They obviously don't realize that it has an effect on their period cycle and their symptoms and
mm.
whatnot. But those are the things that we look at first.
Yeah.
And if you are a client at LTL, then you will know we are massive on quality of food. So nothing sugar-free, nothing fake.
Nothing
Yeah,
artificial.
nothing
Yeah,
artificial, and we're quality over calories. So
true.
yeah,
I
so
like that. I
yeah.
haven't heard anyone say that. Quality over calories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. We're not gonna give you sugar-free maple syrup. We're gonna give you the real thing.
Yeah, we are.
Um,
Fun
you know,
fact.
in yeah, everything is kind of like in
Whole.
context,
Yeah.
client to client and stuff like that. But those processed foods greatly affect your gut,
Mm,
and that's going to have effects on how your period is.
mm.
So that's what we start with day one, and we will implement things in day one, not fully change their diet because they have to be
Yeah.
sustained. And then we check in. We
There's
know
so
when their
many things
period's
you
going to
just said
come.
then.
Yeah, there's a
There's
lot.
so
Sorry.
many things that you just said then. Keep going, keep going. You can stop.
Yeah,
True.
so we check in with them. We know when their period's due and how they're feeling. Obviously, we do check-ins every week, so we change, their food depending on the situation, um, and slowly build up to quality
Mm,
over processed foods. So we
mm.
try steer away from those as much as possible because, yeah, like I said, that affects your gut. It's going to affect how your period is.
Yeah, okay, cool. Good endpoint there. So your, let's say the way you digest food also has a direct correlation with your symptoms in your body. So if you have a lot of gut dysbiosis, which essentially just means you have an irregular gut, something's wrong in there. Maybe you've been feeling a lot of bloating, a lot of indigestion, a lot of reflux. Just breaking down foods is really hard. You might find that you have a distended gut, like when you eat food and you have like a really big belly, or you feel a lot of upper intestinal pain. These are all red flags. I would be wanting to change your food ASAP because food is medicine. And what Dee's talking about is like going slow with the changes of food. I definitely agree, just to make a little bit not so rushed and not so like what's the
Mhm.
word? Not rushed. I can't think. Dramatic.
Yeah, dramatic.
Yeah,
Yes.
not as dramatic. So
No
it's a
drastic
little,
change.
yeah, no drastic change, not too much, but protein obviously will be in essence like the main thing that you will notice. We kind of go, hey, you need to lock in on this because your protein is the DNA, it's the building blocks of your DNA, sorry. It's the growth
Mm.
repair. And as soon as you start eating more, what we find is typically clients actually have better just energy levels,
Mm.
symptoms, and their gut actually does a lot better with the quality of food as well. Just to veer back off to that gut stuff, you need to heal your gut. You need to be ensuring that your gut is digesting food properly because then yeah, you will have other symptoms in your period. The way you clear estrogen in your gut. So it's just again another little side block. When you are wanting to lose weight, because a lot of clients come to us for wanting to lose weight and also have better period symptoms, sometimes they're not detoxifying estrogen. So estrogen is something that when you build too much of, you get a lot of back pain, a lot of breast tenderness,
Mm.
mood swings, acne, like all that stuff that Dee said at the beginning. All those symptoms can be related to lack of estrogen clearance. And the way you clear it is through stool. So if you're not also going to the toilet,
Mm.
maybe there's a gut problem as well. And maybe the magnesium citrate and a biglycinate might be a great pair together where you can actually help
Mm.
that whatever's going on. So you might notice in 90 days taking magnesium, having great stool, improving your movement, decreasing your stress, all these little lifestyle things can just have such a dramatic change. You don't necessarily need to do, extreme dieting. You don't need to start anything crazy 5 days a week of training. It's just simple, small, effective changes over time that matter. And I guess that's the key here is consistency. Consistency wins. So, yeah, did you have anything
That's
to add?
interesting actually. Like if they are eating foods that are super processed or not having protein and probably not having fiber, and
Yep.
then they're getting backed
Yep.
up and they're not releasing the estrogen in their stool, well then it's kind of a bit of a double
Yeah.
whammy. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. Like you can't you
Yeah.
can't win if you're not doing any of those. So you can't just improve.
Mm.
Like you have to kind of do a combination of little things all the time to get that whole
Mm.
improvement.
And
Yeah.
because your period is a product of the last 90 days,
Yep.
like it's gonna then take 90 days to
Three
then
months.
see those effects. So if things don't
Yep.
happen straight away, just know that
Yeah.
it's going to take 90 days.
Yeah. So our packages are 12 weeks. Most clients sign for 12 weeks and they do notice probably towards that like 6 to 8 week mark, I notice the most where they start to
Mm,
change the most. And then that last month is kind of like their guns blazing, like they're
mm,
deep in it. And obviously we have clients who are a lot longer than that. But I think, yeah, it takes time. You can't just expect it to be
mm,
overnight. It's the old fashioned saying, you can't eat a salad one day and expect to lose a kilo the next
mm.
day. Like,
Yeah.
guys, let's be crystal clear here. Like it's
Mm.
consistency that's going to have the biggest return of investment. Side note here as well, we want to talk about PCOS today, endometriosis, and a little bit about adenomyosis as well. Do you want to kick us off? Do you want me to start that?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Well, at LTL, I would say at least 10% of our clients, maybe more, do come to us with PCOS. First off, I do want to say that PCOS needs to be determined properly. So, getting a ultrasound on your uterus, your ovaries, it's a little bit of an obsolete method. You need to get a blood test and you need to determine whether or not you have two of the three types of PCOS. So, you have androgen dominance, which is high testosterone. You have insulin resistance, which is high insulin, and this is usually related to being unable to lose weight, being overweight. And then you have stress dominance. Stress dominance, high cortisol, and you probably would be wanting to think, okay, have I been just stressed from work lately and then I come home and I'm okay? Or have I been stressed for 6 months and more and just struggling? Mentally, physically, your aptitude for life and like the ability for you to like move through life's pains and problems is less, a lot
Mm,
less. So there's those three types, and you have to have two of the three to technically be considered to have PCOS. PCOS isn't a life sentence, and we've had many, 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 many clients who've had PCOS or believe they have PCOS from the ultrasound, and then start training with us, fix their
mm,
food, train a lot more consistently and all the other lifestyle things we said, I'm not going to list them all over again, and actually not have PCOS anymore.
mm,
We can take supplements as well. I always recommend to take inositol. over metformin. Metformin and inositol actually have very similar results, except metformin has worse side effects and inositol doesn't. It's a natural supplement that you
Mm.
can take. So, I mean, you heard it here first if you didn't know that before, and we can definitely help you stock some if you need some as well. Um, your PCOS, you do not need to be scared. You do not need to be worried. If you've been struggling with it, talk to us about it because honestly, the lifestyle changes matter the most. And just a little bit of those extra supplements on the side, maybe a fish oil, maybe a berberine just to help with some anti-inflammatory stuff. And Bob's your uncle. Magnesium too.
Mm.
Yeah, you do not need to be scared. You just need to be moving through whatever one you have. If you do have high androgens, if you do have high cortisol, if you do have a lot of stress, you need to like think about those and change your lifestyle.
Mm.
Anything to add?
Um, if client, so have you had a client who's spoke about their experience going to a doctor and they've like
Uh,
diagnosed, if
yeah,
you call
kinda.
that,
Yeah,
chronic
kinda.
PCOS?
Mm.
Mm. I had a client yesterday tell me she just got her ovaries, like they just what is it? The
Mm.
what is it?
The ultrasound?
The ultrasound,
Yeah.
yeah, on her ovaries. And that's the only test they did. And she was 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's the only test they did.
Oh,
Nothing
you're so
else.
young.
Other than some blood work.
Yeah, you're so young at 14. Like you're still coming of age. Your ovaries naturally do have follicles on them. And you'll have cysts. Sorry, you'll naturally have cysts.
Mm.
So when you do an ultrasound, depending on the last 3 months, you might have more cysts, you might have less
Mm.
cysts. It's not a bad thing to have cysts. If they're painful, then yeah, you want to know your body. And that's why we say you need to know your body without all these pain medications sometimes. And like, are you doing the best with your water, your life, your food, your training, your movement, your
Mm.
natural like light in nature? Like, what are you doing to help
Yeah.
your symptoms?
So what they have actually control over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
As opposed to like, I don't know, go
yeah.
to the
Mm.
doctor. Like it obviously sometimes I understand in our society we go to the doctor because we want someone to help us and
Mm.
like heal us because we're in pain. But if you're not doing everything you possibly can
Mm.
to be the healthiest version of you, how can you know exactly what you also need? Because eventually,
Mm.
if you've been on the pill or you're taking metformin for 10 years, you don't also
Mm.
have any levels of like what's normal for you. And if you're 14 when you get diagnosed or 16, you're so young. Like your period is still trying to figure it out
Mm.
itself and your lifestyle like changes
Mm.
so much. Your
Mm.
hormonal profile changes so much those years. So yeah, don't take everything with a grain of salt and just really
Mm.
work on what you can. Do you have any questions?
No.
Do you have any stories to share about PCOS?
I haven't actually had any of my personal clients, but we have.
We
Yeah.
do. We have many. We'll share one of our clients soon. We've had her on our profile on Instagram a fair few times, but Namasha, yeah, she's been a really huge success story. She was
Mm.
having most clients come to us with periods between, oh, that's the other thing about PCOS. Your periods are irregular, so they probably around the 35 plus days. I think hers were between like 60 to like
Mm.
70 days apart, which is huge. So the more regular you are, the more fertile you are, the more healthy. You know, your period is a sign of female vitality. So yeah, we've actually got her days down to around 30 days, which
Right.
is
That's
actually
amazing.
regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
between they say 26 to 28 plus to 30 max, I think they say is like
Mm.
usually something that's regular for people. So look, they may have changed those scales based on society and the health of our society or the sickness of our society, but yeah, you want to determine what is your most
Mm.
healthiest cycle
Mm.
numbers. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Great.
Endo, we'll go endo.
Hmm.
What do you have on endo?
Okay, so it's a chronic condition where the tissue, similar to the lining of the uterus, the endometrium, grows outside the uterus, often on the ovaries, fallopian tubes, and other organs in the pelvic region.
Yeah, we had
Mm.
another stat on this. I think recently the new stat was like 1 in every 7 women will be diagnosed with endo,
Mm.
which is, I think,
Yeah.
quite high.
Mm.
Um, but just based on like the research of endo, like there's not enough research for women in general.
Mm.
Women weren't included in studies until 1995, guys. So
Well,
like that's 30 years ago. Literally,
mm.
2025, yeah. That's 30
Well,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah, this is actually what you've written too.
Mm.
It's under research. takes several years to get diagnosed, and
Yep.
most women get diagnosed when they're in their 40s.
Yep. And like that's the research now. But now that
Mm,
we know about it, it will probably end up changing, like
mm,
the way stats go. But endo is something that we see with clients who really struggle with a lot of pain.
mm.
We have had some clients with endometriosis as well. And again, just those lifestyle markers can help improve what they're feeling. I do think over time, again, you've got to be your best scientist because ultimately, if you're not understanding what you're feeling, then it is going to be really hard. But yeah, you need to seek advice and you need to just be trying to do what you can. The clients who do
Yeah.
have the most pain on endo, yeah, I think it is very challenging. And if you are doing everything right and you're looking after yourself and you still feel pain, well, then, yeah, obviously, there's more to this than we all know. So
Mm,
it is an area where if you do feel lost, we get it.
mm.
Do what you can to look after yourself first and foremost. And then whatever happens after that, you need to make the decisions for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mm.
that makes sense. Like the lifestyle markers, like you said, and like we've said at the start, they're only going to add value
Hmm.
to the situation.
Yep.
Maybe they won't completely fix it or better it. You'll still get that pain or whatever, but it's never going to devalue,
Yeah, never.
your
Yeah.
current situation.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like little things like this may always make me think about like what's happening in our society. What's our water? What's in our water? What's in our food? What's going on in the
Mm,
air circulation? Little extra things like that when you are suffering with something that's chronic,
mm,
you want to take the extra mile. So if you're not already starting with your movement, lowering your stress, and just naturally eating more whole, healthy foods,
mm,
then yeah, doing the upper end of filtering your water and getting an air purifier and wearing different clothing that's, non-toxic.
mm.
Okay, fantastic. You need to do that, but don't be overwhelmed. Start somewhere and start where you can, and that's achievable. And every week or every month, you might add another layer to that. You
Yeah.
might buy organic in a year. You might
Hmm.
filter your water in 6 months. It will change your clothing maybe, who knows when, but clothing is a big one, especially if
Mm,
you do have endometriosis. Like some of the clothing that we do buy has a lot of polyester, and there's been shown to have lead in some of our clothing as well.
mm.
So I personally haven't gone to that spectrum to change my clothing. But yeah, if you are struggling with something, it might be something to look into. The last
Yeah.
one, yeah, the last one we have is adenomyosis.
Diagnosis.
What do you got on that one?
Yep. I've got it's a condition where the tissue that normally lines the inside. Oh, this is similar to
Very
yeah, yeah,
similar.
yeah, this
Very,
one's
very
similar.
similar.
Sorry, I'll repeat that again. So it's a condition where the tissue that normally lines the inside of the uterus, so the endometrium, grows into the muscular wall of the uterus,
Mm.
the myometrium.
We might put a little picture of
Sometimes,
that.
yeah, yeah, actually, the diagram is useful to look
Yeah.
at. So yeah, this can cause the uterus to become enlarged and lead to painful symptoms. And
Mm,
also, this is often seen in women in their 40s and 50s,
mm,
particularly those who've had children.
mm. It's so interesting, and the research again, like, is still not enough. It's quite general, I would say,
Mm,
very similar
yeah,
to endo, where there is experiencing that pain. Yeah, there's not enough information on that, and
yeah.
personally, I don't actually have anything.
No,
Can you
well,
do a stat? Can you find a stat for us?
let's have a look.
Let's have a look at what we got. Potentially
Mm,
Google it if you need. Google is our friend.
yeah, I mean, when I first met Raquel, she made me do a massive presentation, and I actually hadn't heard of adenomyosis. I can't even say it.
Adenomyosis?
Adenomyosis,
Oh,
sorry. Did I say?
I was like
Endometriosis?
adenomyosis. I'm like, which one's that
Sorry, I
one?
did that an injustice.
There's a lot out there, ladies, and I think like yeah, you just got to be selective with your information too.
Oh, okay, so just a quick Google search. It affects roughly 1 in 5 women
Oh, even more.
with symptoms like heavy or painful periods, fatigue, persistent pelvic pain, um, and sometimes you can be asymptomatic. Wow, so
Wow.
not realize you have it,
Well, you don't have
or
any
you don't have
symptoms,
symptoms. Yeah.
and yeah, you just don't know you have it then.
Mm.
Okay. So 1 in 5.
Yeah, 1 in 5.
What else
Condition
have
is
we
most
got?
common in women aged 30 to 50. Ah, diagnosed post hysterectomy.
Oh, wow. It involves uterine lining cells growing into uterus muscular wall, causing bleeding and pain during menstruation. This condition is most common in women aged 30 to 50. And although diagnosis is often post-hysterectomy, improving image like ultrasound MRIs proving non-surgical diagnosis, but true prevalence. Okay, so the true prevalence, according to AI overview on Google, remains uncertain.
Mm.
So back to our first point, you must be your best scientist
Yeah.
and advocate for yourself because when you do want more support and people say, take this, take that, you're
Yeah.
going to be like,
Band-Aid cover it. Yeah.
Band-Aid solutions. Yeah, you need to have your ability to judge better about what you need because you hear stories all the time like someone goes to a doctor and they're like they offered me this but I don't want to take that because I know that actually there's something else going on or they just like gave me this as like to
Yeah.
get me out of the room because they have
Yeah.
15-minute consultations with
Yeah.
their patients, right? And then you go to another doctor and they're like, let's do a blood test, let's do this, let's do that. Like there's more investigative processes. So don't just take what someone may first give you as the be all and end all. Do what you can do, control what you can control. And then if you need extra support, investigate, investigate, investigate. And if you're still stuck, I assure you there will be someone else out there who is a doctor, who is a leading space in the female health space, who will be looking into what specifically you need. You just may not have found it. Some of the best things that I've found in life, like when I'm struggling with my own female health in some way, is like doing a podcast search on whatever that might
I
be.
was just gonna say podcast. Like it's such.
It's so
Yeah.
it's so handy.
Yeah.
There'll be some doctor from Queensland, some doctor from this country in America, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, like they're talking. I want to listen to it. I need to listen to this." And they say things that you just never even heard of, never even thought
Yeah.
of, and your doctor just giving you a Band-Aid, Panadol, or,
Mm-hmm.
oral contraceptive, IUD, whatever else they might give you, just to be like, "Here," so you don't feel any more pain.
Yeah. It's
Um,
it's also very treated as you just like you're all the kind of same. It's like you know your body the best out of anybody.
mm,
And your body's not the same as this woman,
mm,
you know?
yep.
So
Yeah, your genetic makeup,
yeah.
like everything is different. Like no one person is the same. And like that's why I'm saying like the research for women was started 30 years ago. We weren't allowed to be in studies because we were too hormonally different because our cycle was what they would call in like research papers. What's the word? My head today.
Research.
It's just like too
Trying to think of
irregular. Yeah, like we're too irregular apparently to have stats on to create data. So like you take what you want from that and from our conversation today, but you need to do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Facts. No.
Facts. All right. Cool. Thanks for listening, everyone. And this is
Thank
like
you.
a first episode into our LTL coaching team and just like general discussions. We hope you enjoyed that. If you have
Actually,
any,
I was gonna add something. If you do want to know more information and you're not on our mailing list, jump on because we've already spoke about
yes.
this in our mailing list. We've already given training around your period, what to expect and how to train around it, and also how to feel your
Menopause.
menopause will be coming up, but we also spoke
Definitely.
about naturally healing your PMS symptoms with food.
Yes.
That's already out if you want to
We
do
might make that in our presentation and make it a sheet. So if you do want it, we'll put them all together and you can have a bit of like a free guide from LTL. So we'll do that for everyone. But yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank
And if you
you.
have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube or send us an email. Bye guys.